Have you ever walked into a room filled with clutter? How did it make you feel? Did you feel a sense of peace and tranquility? Or did you feel a weight on your chest, a sense of unease? For many of us, a cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. Our homes should be our sanctuaries, places where we can relax and recharge. But when we are surrounded by clutter, it can be difficult to find peace. Our external environment has a profound impact on our internal state. When our homes are cluttered, our minds become cluttered as well. We may find it difficult to focus, to relax, or to be present in the moment. This is because clutter bombards our senses with visual noise, making it difficult for our brains to find peace and quiet. Imagine trying to read a book in a noisy, crowded room. It's nearly impossible to focus on the words on the page when you are constantly being distracted by the commotion around you. Clutter has the same effect on our minds. It creates a sense of chaos and disorder that can make it difficult to think clearly. It's time to reclaim our spaces and our minds. It's time to let go of the things that are weighing us down and create homes that spark joy. Join me on this journey as we explore the transformative power of decluttering and discover how a tidy space can lead to a clear and peaceful mind. We often associate possessions with happiness and security. We buy things we don't need, wear clothes that don't fit, and hold on to items that no longer serve us. But the truth is, our possessions can end up possessing us. They can weigh us down, both physically and emotionally. Think about a time when you moved homes. Remember the stress of packing up all your belongings, the exhaustion of carrying heavy boxes, and the feeling of being overwhelmed by the sheer volume of stuff you owned? That's the weight of possessions, and it can have a real impact on our mental and emotional well-being. Clutter can create feelings of guilt and shame. We look around at our messy homes and feel like we are failing to keep up. We may feel embarrassed to invite friends over, or we may feel like we are constantly cleaning up, but never making any progress. These negative emotions can take a toll on our self-esteem and our relationships. It's important to remember that our worth is not tied to our possessions. We are not defined by the things we own, and we don't need to hold on to things out of guilt or obligation. It's okay to let go of things that no longer serve us. In fact, it can be incredibly liberating. Our brains are wired to process information. Every time we enter a room, our brains are bombarded with sensory input. We see the colors, the shapes, and the objects in the room. We hear the sounds, from the hum of the refrigerator to the traffic outside. We smell the scents, from the fresh laundry to the dinner cooking on the stove. When we are surrounded by clutter, our brains have to work harder to process all of this information. Visual clutter creates what is known as visual noise. This visual noise competes for our attention, making it difficult to focus on the task at hand. It's like trying to have a conversation in a crowded room. It's hard to hear what the other person is saying when there are so many other voices competing for your attention. This constant bombardment of visual noise can lead to mental fatigue. We may find ourselves feeling drained, even after a good night's sleep. We may experience headaches, difficulty concentrating, or increased irritability. These are all signs that our brains are working overtime trying to process the chaos around us. By decluttering our spaces, we can reduce the amount of visual noise and give our brains a much-needed break. We can create calm and serene environments that promote relaxation and focus. Have you ever noticed how clutter seems to attract more clutter? It's like a magnet for procrastination and guilt. We walk into a cluttered room, feel overwhelmed, and immediately turn around and walk out. We tell ourselves we'll deal with it later, but later never seems to come. This procrastination can lead to feelings of guilt and shame. We know we should declutter, but the task feels too daunting. We feel like we are failing to keep up with our homes, and this can take a toll on our self-esteem. The cycle of clutter, procrastination, and guilt can be difficult to break, but it's important to remember that we are not our clutter. We are not our possessions. And we are not defined by our ability to keep a perfectly tidy home. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to start small. And it's okay to give ourselves grace as we navigate the decluttering process. There is a sense of peace that washes over us when we enter a tidy space. The air feels lighter, our minds feel clearer, and we can finally breathe. This is not just a coincidence. Studies have shown that there is a strong connection between our physical environment and our mental well-being. When our homes are cluttered, our minds become cluttered as well. We are constantly bombarded with visual reminders of things we need to do. things we should have done, and things we don't even want to think about. This mental clutter can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. On the other hand, when our homes are tidy and organized, our minds are free to relax and focus on the things that are important to us. We feel calmer, more in control, and more able to cope with the challenges of daily life. We are able to be more present in the moment and to fully enjoy our surroundings. Many people associate decluttering with loss. They imagine getting rid of all their belongings and ending up with an empty, sterile home. But true decluttering is not about deprivation. It's about liberation. It's about letting go of the things that are weighing us down and making space for the things that bring us joy. Think about a time when you let go of something that was no longer serving you. Maybe it was an old piece of clothing that no longer fit, a book you had already read, or a gift you had received but never used. Remember the feeling of lightness you felt when you finally let it go? That is the joy of decluttering. When we let go of the things that are cluttering up our homes, we are also letting go of the things that are cluttering up our minds. We are freeing ourselves from the weight of our possessions and creating space for new experiences, new relationships, and new possibilities. The thought of decluttering your entire home can be overwhelming. Where do you even begin? The key is to start small. Choose one area of your home to focus on, such as a drawer, a shelf, or a corner of a room. Once you have successfully decluttered that area, you can move on to another. As you declutter, it's important to keep your end goal in mind. What kind of space do you want to create? Do you envision a calm and peaceful sanctuary, a vibrant and creative space, or a functional and organized home office? Visualize your ideal space and let it motivate you to keep going. Remember, decluttering is not a race, it's a journey. There will be ups and downs, and there will be times when you feel overwhelmed. But it's important to be patient with yourself and to celebrate your progress along the way. Many decluttering methods focus on minimizing getting rid of as much stuff as possible. But this approach can backfire. If we focus solely on quantity, we may end up getting rid of things that we actually need or enjoy. Instead of minimizing, I recommend categorizing. Start by gathering all of the items in a particular category together. For example, you might gather all of your clothes, all of your books, or all of your kitchen utensils. Once you have everything in one place, you can begin to sort through it. As you sort through each item, ask yourself the following questions. Does this item spark joy? Is it useful? Do I need it? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then keep it. If not, it's time to let it go. As you are decluttering, there is one question that can help you make decisions about what to keep and what to let go. Does this spark joy? Hold each item in your hands and pay attention to how it makes you feel. Does it bring a smile to your face? Does it evoke a happy memory? Or does it leave you feeling indifferent or even negative? Our belongings should bring us joy. They should enhance our lives, not weigh us down. If an item no longer sparks joy, it's time to let it go. Thank the item for its service and then pass it on to someone who might find joy in it. This approach may seem simplistic, but it is incredibly effective. When we focus on keeping only the things that bring us joy, we naturally create spaces that are both functional and uplifting. Our homes should be our sanctuaries, places where we can relax, recharge, and be ourselves. When we declutter our homes, we are not just creating more physical space, we are creating more mental and emotional space as well. Imagine coming home after a long day to a clean and tidy home. The air is fresh, the lighting is soft, and everything is in its place. You can finally relax and let go of the stress of the day. This is the power of a decluttered space. When we create homes that are free of clutter, we create spaces that are conducive to relaxation, creativity, and connection. We are able to think more clearly, focus more easily, and be more present in the moment. We are also able to create stronger connections with our loved ones and build a sense of community in our homes. Decluttering is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing journey. Our needs and priorities change over time, and our homes should reflect those changes. As we grow and evolve, so too should our spaces. The key is to find a system that works for you and to make decluttering a regular part of your routine. Set aside time each week to tidy up, declutter, and organize. Even small actions such as putting away your clothes at the end of the day or wiping down the counters after cooking can make a big difference in maintaining a tidy and organized home. Remember, the goal of decluttering is not to achieve perfection. It's to create a space that supports your well-being and brings you joy. So relax, enjoy the process, and embrace the transformative power of a tidy space and a clear mind.